Teacher Victoria here with and for Lead from Home, a great spot for anyone that's looking to increase their schedule, make those connections in order to have the flexibility and financial independence that you would want. Last week, to help increase my engagement and entice my regulars, my former regulars, to come back. If you followed my video before, check it out. I have a series on cancellations. You'll hear a little bit about my story and the fact that I had to cancel 56 classes. 56 classes on the VIP platform during 1 month. 1 month that I had to get rid of all of those classes. That was pretty tough. So it put me in a bind. I lost about 60% of my regular following. And as a full-time teacher in this platform, losing that following really impacted my ability to maintain the comfort level that I was used to, the flexibility and knowing where my regulars were, the times. I had to do a lot of modifying. So one of the things that I did on October 1st was send out e-cards. Now, if you're new to VIPKid, this is a feature that some people can use. It's optional, but it's also free. There are some cards that may charge a few tokens, or you may go the route of gemstones, and those gemstones, they can use, they kind of go to like currency, the equivalent of our tokens. So we can buy little dinos, we can buy props, things like that. They have their own little store and they can purchase things with the gemstones that we provide. They also get gemstones or something equivalent for every perfect assessment that they get. They have their own incentive program. So keep that in mind when, as you go through, that they do have an incentive program. Now, let's go back to what I did. I sent e-cards out to each student, each remaining regular student. That means that they have a little indication when I go to the Students tab. Let's check it out here. Students, good. And let's check out that little icon. It looks like a little magic wand or a little flower. So the icon that you see next to your student's name, it's just in the general list, you can see it. It is a magic wand. It's kind of bent a little bit and it's looking down at a beautiful, small, cute little star. This is an indicator that that student has selected you as their regular teacher. That means that anytime you open up a slot, they have the opportunity. It makes like a little alert, or it offers them a notice that you have that slot available. So regular students are actually pretty good to have in your back pocket, right? So let's take a look at how I found my regular students. I currently have a list of 43. That's a great reduction. However, it's still great, and I value each and every one of them, including my potential. Since I have my cell phone, and many of us have our cell phones wherever we are, I recommend really getting familiar with what your mobile app can do, because it's not always convenient for us to make changes or do something fun like this on our computer if we're away from it, or say, for example, standing in line at a store waiting to check out or something. Those are the times that I take advantage and I look at whose birthday it is. And if you look at your student tab, just any student that you have seen or has booked a class with you, it doesn't have to be completed, but they may have booked a class with you at some point, and they will have an indicator there. If it was their birthday, it has like a little cake and other things. Now, the one thing I'd like for you guys to take a look at is the thought bubble. There's a little red dot on the corner, and that's an indicator that they recently took a class with you. If you click on that, you will enter the student's area, just that particular student. So for example, and I've blocked out the names here just for their privacy and for mine, you'll see their name. You'll also see if they've sent you any booking request, if you've sent cards before, if they've any kind of communication back and forth. Now, in another video, we'll come back to this and we'll show you how to request a student's address. Now, there may be a time that you wish to send a card or a special small gift. We'll have another video for that. So definitely subscribe and I'll walk you through the process. Now, if you're interested in it, I don't mind sharing this tip at all. Just write in the comments that you'd like more information and we'll get that to you. I'll just send over a link really quickly for a great resource that will help get you connected and really identify some great resources for sending gifts in China. And you won't have to worry about too much about the currency changes. All that stuff is done for you. All right, so back to sending e-cards. I sent 43 e-cards to each of those regular students that had indicated me as their teacher. Now, many of those I hadn't seen in over a month because of my accident and the fact that I needed to take that time off and away. So this was really important for me to do. I chose Thursday, October 1st, because of several reasons. Let's go ahead and look at them. The first one is Thursdays and Fridays are really good times to send e-cards or notices, thank yous, anything that you can to the parent or the student to let them know it's a little reminder. Hi, I'm here. Let's have class, or I can't wait to see you. And it opens them up to the idea that you want to remain connected to that student, that you are invested in their journey as well. That's kind of the message that I intend. That's my intention when I send the e-card. So those are the messages I look for in the e-cards. This is also strategic because Thursday and Friday are right before the Sunday frenzy. And it's not so obvious as Sunday, which you may choose to do so, but I opt for Thursday and Friday because if they're anything like me, busy, and it gets towards the weekend, I may or may not pay attention or open up my apps for anything during that time. So I give myself a little bit of flexibility that the parents, or grace, that the parents may open it up between Thursday and Saturday. And with that fresh in their mind that I sent a birthday card, it makes me feel good. One, because I truly mean for the student to receive that well wish from me or that positive support, the congratulations on the assessment, or my thanks and appreciation for a class well done. On October 1st, our students had a wonderful holiday. They had Mid-Autumn Festival and the Chinese National Day. Those were two holidays that coincided, and it was a great celebration, 8-day long celebration, is what I heard. It was from Monday to Monday for some students. They had every single day off and they were able to celebrate with their family. So I sent 43 cards that talked about the Mid-Autumn Festival, some of the festivities, some of the things that I learned, and all of those, even though they weren't personalized, I chose messages that resonated with the rapport I've already established with the student. And even though I hadn't seen many of them for a month, because I had at least seen a few of them more than 2 times, I knew a little bit more about their personality and could cater to them. So for a younger student, I would choose something a little bit more playful and very curious. And for an older student, I chose a topic or theme that would resonate with them and not feel so silly. So there are options. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Remember, we're in the student tab in the mobile app. And the student tab, just an FYI, let's go ahead and take a look at it again. You have home, you have time slots, and students is right in the middle. Then you have Discover, and Discover, if you haven't explored a little bit, Discover is your library for any kinds of trainings or tips that you would like to know to kind of hone your skills, become the boss. And then of course, your last one is the account, which most of us really know more about, because that's where our paychecks are, our information, our personal information, feedback is there. It's also under student tab under different ways. But let's go ahead and check it out. Click on the students down at the bottom on the mobile app, and you'll see those rows that I talked about. and then you're going to select a student. So select the student, and I'm walking through it and I'm watching it now. Let's go ahead and take a look. And you're going to take a look at the top right there. Do you see the gift box? Don't mind my knuckles. I'm still healing from my accident. They're going to be raw for a little bit, but yes. So you'll see the student's icon or avatar there at the top, their name, a little detail about them, how many classes they've taken and how many classes they've taken with you. But right at the top, you see the gift box or the present, and then of course the thought bubble. So if you click on the gift box, you'll get two options. You can send a card or request a mailing address. This is where the area that I expressed that if you do choose in the future or you want to do it now, you can request the student's mailing address through here, and you don't have to write anything. It happens automatically and you get it right here in the same spot. You'll even get an email prompt sent to your email that's linked to VIPKid that says that you received the address. Okay, so at the bottom, you'll see the orange bar that says send a card. That's where you're going to put send a card. It's going to ask you to choose your template. Choose whichever one you want. I often choose the birthday and the one for assessments, or even welcome back if I haven't seen them in a while, which I will be doing that tonight because I just got a booking request for one of my students. So let's fast forward. After sending 43 e-cards out on Thursday, I had a very positive experience, and this was for a long time, since this is already 6 weeks after my accident. So I really missed a lot of classes. I reduced my time and slowly building up. This is the first time that I actually had a lot of my regulars come back and book, and it was just a great experience. On Saturday, which is before the frenzy, I had 29 confirmed pre-booking requests. That's 29 classes booked by regulars. Those students that I had seen or hadn't seen in such a long time, they committed to booking my class. And I feel great for the frenzy week. On Sunday, I had 31 request classes. So total, I did really well for this frenzy. In the past, I have had higher numbers, but I am okay. I'm not opening up as many slots as I have in the past. I've been told to slow down a bit, and I'm really comfortable with where my schedule is now. I'm setting a smaller goal for me day to day so that I can have that work-life balance. And I'm actually really enjoying it a lot more. I do have to say goodbye to some of those regulars that are seeking my time outside of my scheduled hours, but I do want to say that the e-cards did make an immediate impact. Sending them out on Thursday, I did see the results. Now they may have come back on their own, but I don't really think I want to check that out. I'm glad that I was able to send those cards, and that option was there for me for free. So just something for you to explore and to think about the next time there's a frenzy. When I first started teaching, I did this consistently every Thursday to any student that had booked a class. They didn't have to complete the class. Say, for example, you had a trial student, no-showed, and they still show up as a student or a potential. Click on there, send a card, request send the invite, which is also through the students tab. Send the invite for them to become one of your regular students. What does it hurt to send an invite? All they can do is say no. But it also keeps you in the forefront, and it helps establish. It's one thing that's for free that helps establish time that you're present, and your regulars. Your regulars are what help you maintain a great schedule, keep that flexibility, and rapport with students that you are on that journey with. Last week, I shared that I was inputting or sending requests for feedback, 5 Apple feedback, to all the students that I taught last week. I continue that all the way through Wednesday of this week and even further. So I have updates on that, and so far I'm a little disappointed. So stay tuned. Wednesday we find all. Remember, their holiday ends today. So let's hope, fingers crossed, that I start to see some of those positive 5-apple feedbacks. Next time, let's check out the feedback video now.